Get ready with me with Good Glitz Duo. So I prep my skin with Glow First Priming Serum. I love this serum because it gives in one pump hydration and glow. Then I press into my skin Dew Skin number 3. I get SPF 20, hydration and color correction. I love to use Skin Twin Foundation as my concealer because it's loaded with hyaluronic acid. And I gently press on the inner corners of my eyes, outside of my nose, and the outside of my eye, on the high points of my cheeks to give a lifted look. Then I go in with Chai, which is the cheeky, clean blush, and I use it as my contour. I even contour my lips with it, and it gives this really pretty diffused, soft, sculpted look. I then press Havana into my cheeks. I use my brow gel in clear just to look very, very fresh. I then use a little bit of a translucent powder just to press all of this in. That's my choice, so it stays fresher longer. I then pick up Havana, press it in my lips, and I'm ready to go. I have played with this palette before, the Good Glitz Duo, on a client that I did, a beautiful young lady, for homecoming early October. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to take my Flawless in 5. I haven't done my mascara yet, but all of my other steps of Flawless in 5 I've done, and details will be included of what I have on so far. So I absolutely have on my complexion, I have on my cheek, I have on my contour, I have on my lip. I definitely had a lot of fun with this base look. And now we're gonna move to Good Glitz Duo. So what I'm excited the most about is this, first of all, has this beautiful gilded kind of lip topper. So you'll see how pretty it is all by itself. I'm gonna be putting it on top of a cheeky clean that I used on my lips and my cheeks called Havana. Absolutely beautiful. You can pick that color for your Flawless in 5 if you want. This little lippy is exclusive and it comes in the Good Glitz Duo. What I'm really excited about is to show you how to use this palette. So this is Mindful Shimmer, meaning that this has no talc, responsibly sourced, 4 gorgeous colors that I can't wait to show you how to use. You can definitely use these for every day, and you can absolutely glam these up. So we're gonna just give you a quick little overview. So Ray is a really pretty satin champagne color. So very, very pretty, just very flesh champagne-y, as you can see. The next one is Mirage, which is a really pretty shimmering silver, which is gonna go right next to that. So pretty. You can see that it's just so luminous. You can already see how pretty that's gonna look on the eyes, right? Then we come to Halo, which is without a doubt, this is a shimmering rose gold, and this for sure is going to be my favorite. I'm telling you this right now. This is beautiful for just all over, and you're done. How beautiful is that? And then the star of the show is going to be Noir, which is a luminous matte charcoal. So we'll bring that guy right here because it stands out all by itself. So I'm going to show you how you can use that, how you're going to use all of these shades without feeling crazy. This is a beautiful day to night look. You can completely build upon this. So let's get right down to it. Let's get right down to it. So I always tell my clients, whenever you're looking at a 4-pan and you wonder where do you even begin, always pick a fluffier brush and pick a color that's going to be the most natural all over, something that's a little more flesh toned, something that you can pick up and apply all over to the lid and then even up into the contour. And if you're in a position where that's all you can do, you at least have a really pretty pulled together look. I always suggest having a mirror, kind of like what I have here, just angled, so you can kind of look down into the mirror, and you don't want to overthink it. You really don't. You don't want to do this. Don't do a windshield wiper. You want to just gently pat press and allow the brush, because it's fluffy and it's going to beautifully land all into the contour and down onto the lid. Don't worry about getting exactly to the lash line. I'm going to show you how to do that with the darker shade. All you're doing is just lightly washing the entire lid by pressing and gently going through the contour area with Halo. Very pretty already, so soft. You can completely get away with just doing this, going out with just a little bit of a lip gloss on top of this Flawless in 5 look that I have created, and you are ready to go. So Flawless in 5 are Very easy product, so you pick your complexion, which is your Dew Skin, which is a tinted SPF beauty balm, moisturizer, color corrector all in one, or Skin Twin, which is a anti-aging serum in a foundation. Just absolutely beautiful. All I'm doing is going back over and just adding a little bit more because the pigment just adds on so pretty. Don't be afraid to bring it into the corners. So I have on Skin Twin, and then I've also done, so that's part of the Flawless in 5. So this is my complexion. Just so you know what I've done so far, I've done the gel on my brows, which is clear, part of Flawless in 5. I did 2 different colors on my cheeks. I used Chai from Cheeky Clean as my contour, and I thought it just turned out really, really pretty. And then I used Havana on my cheeks and on my lips. So that's what I've used so far from the Flawless in 5. I have yet to use the mascara, which is also included. And normally you pick out a full-size lip gloss also in Flawless in 5, but today I'm gonna top my lips with Gilded, which is part of the Good Glitz Duo. So the next thing that I tell everybody is ask yourself, now I always like to do kind of like lighter colors in here and darker colors out here, right? So for me, I'm going to keep this really pretty on my lid. These are going to be my lid colors. This is going to be more up on my brow. So with my lid, what I like to do is take a little bit smaller of a flat brush and really get in and pick up the color on the brush on one side. Really pack that in. So we're gonna go in with the Shimmering Silver Mirage, and all I do is just go into the corner of my eye and just gently pat press that down, and you can see how the brush just does the work for you. Don't ever think it, these are so luminous and pretty. They just really softly blend into each other. It's so pretty already. Very, very pretty. So this is a color that I would absolutely take a little bit more of and come into the corner of my eye, because the color of this shimmer really plays off any eyes very pretty. And if you bring light into the corner like this, like what I'm doing, this is so soft and light, it really opens up the eye area for you. So very, very pretty. So again, I'm just going to take Mirage right here, pack it on, just press, 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 very small flat brush. I like to use Morphe brushes. They're very affordable. You can get them on Morphe.com, or you can go to Ulta. So I am not going back and forth. You don't want a windshield wiper color, because then it flies everywhere and you have a mess. If you're in a hurry, or even if you're not, why do you want to make a total mess when putting on makeup? Enjoy the process. It doesn't take a lot of work, and it also doesn't take a lot of time. You just have to be mindful of what you choose to put on first and when. So always do complexion first. I always say Flawless in 5. So it's the products that you need in 5 minutes, and you are out the door without any issue at all. And then if you can add more color, great. And if not, don't worry about it. You're beautiful. So I like to take just a little bit, and you can see how that really pops and how they have some nice dimension. So I have taken the halo and I put it all over my lid and my contour, and then I took the Mirage and just went on the inner corners. So let me just show you how pretty. I'm just going to pick it up with my pinky. Ray is such a beautiful satin champagne. I'm just going to press it right at the highlight part of my brow bone, and then just kind of gently buff it out, just so it could give a really pretty, that's beautiful. And what's left on my finger, I'm going to take as a highlight and bring it down and up and around, up onto the cheekbone, up into the hairline, because that just gives that beautiful, that looks very lit within. So, so pretty. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick up a little bit of Ray here. Just gonna place it right at the arch of my brow, press it in and kind of buff it out. Bring it in a little bit. You don't want the space up here completely empty, but you really want to focus more here. Pick up a little bit more and really buff it out along the cheekbone to get that gorgeous highlight. This is beautiful as a highlight too. Now, speaking of highlight, I always like to take a little bit of highlight on the tip of a nose, right in the Cupid's bow, down the center, of the bridge of the nose. It always adds such a fun little festive, flirty look. It's always so pretty when you're done. So this is beautiful already. Even if we didn't add anything else except mascara and a little bit of a lippy, we have this beautiful, fun look. Obviously a little bit of a lash to kind of offset these colors, but let's go in with Noir and let me just show you how fun it can be. So I'm taking, I like to call these pencil brushes, something very small. Again, this is from Morphe. This is a Jeffree Star, Mr. Controversial himself. Now, I love to look in the mirror when I want to do something dark, and I start on the bottom first. And remember, dark recedes, light brings out. So I want this to come out and this to pop. So don't be afraid to just start on the outer corner. And don't be afraid to kind of come down, because you can see that it already gives the illusion of a much larger eye. You can see that I've brought it up here a little bit. Now, all I'm gonna do is with what's remaining on my pencil brush, so I go in little circular motions just in the outer corner of my eye. You don't have to overthink it. What you're doing is you're really popping and lifting the outer corner of the eye. You can see how you have this beautiful halo eye now. It's a very easy way to do that TikTok trend where it shows the 3 colors, the 4 colors. This is so easy with gorgeous pigment. And you see how I almost stop about halfway? Because if I come all the way under, I'm closing my eyes, and I'll be putting mascara here to make it look very big. But this is how you apply Noir. Now you can bring it in heavier if you want. Sure, you can go full send, but because this is something that you can get away with every single day, and this is something you can bump up for nighttime. So for nighttime, you would just deepen up everywhere that I'm putting the color. That's all. Just let the brush guide you, and don't be afraid to come way below. So it's almost like kind of smize, like And this little puffy part that pops out underneath the eyes, that's where you hit the color. So hit your smize, because when you open up your eyes, you have the perfect placement, and look how big your eyes look. And again, I'm just taking what's left of on my brush, and I'm just going in and doing a little kind of buff circular motion. Don't overthink it. It's like almost like a soft diffuse little corner, a little triangle, a little half C, half V. It doesn't matter. It's so pretty and blown out and soft. You don't want these hard lines. That is not pretty. So there you go. That's how I love to apply this eyeshadow. I think it's super pretty. Now I would say, because I did a little bit of the Noir on the outside, I'll go back in with the Mirage. And because I went in with a little bit in the inner corner with the Mirage, I'll slowly and lightly bring that out to kind of meet the Noir. So it just looks a little more pulled together, and that just looks so pretty. Again, lighter on the inner corner and darker on the out. So pretty. Okay, we're gonna put on some mascara. Now, one of the tricks I also like with mascara that I always teach my clients is put your mascara on your bottom lashes first and kind of pull down a little bit, because then you can really get into the root, the base, and then from there, fan it out. And I treat my lower lashes the same way I treat my upper lashes. 3 different sections, 1 section at a time. So I do my outer on both sides, on the bottom first. And I do this because I have had the tendency, and I've had clients tell me they have the tendency of doing one side bottom, right? You know, like do the whole thing just, and then they go to the other side and it doesn't look even, or they were heavy-handed on the other one side versus the other, and they have a mess on their hands. So I say always approach your lashes 1 section at a time, and always start with their bottom lashes, because then you don't get those funny, like if you move your head and make those funny faces like me when you put on your mascara. So now that looks even. So for the center of the bottom lash, I like to go in almost pointed edge, as you can see, because I really want the center of my lashes to really have some length, because that's an even more eye-opening little trick. So don't be afraid to go in and agitate the brush sideways. And what's fun about smudging or smoking out color underneath the lash line, if you end up with a little bit of mascara on your skin, I just went in and pressed it and it melts right in. So now I feel as though both sides of my lashes on the bottom look even, and I'm here for that. And I continue that lengthening trick, brushing my little baby lashes that are in the corners towards my nose first, then away. This guarantees that they're evenly coated, but they don't get spidery. I know, mind-blowing tips and tricks. So little baby lashes kind of towards the corner and then away, or away then towards. It doesn't matter. But with the baby lashes in the corners of your eyes, you want to do this technique. One direction, then the other. If you get a little bit, you just press it in. And if you ever get too much of mascara, kind of spot, glob, leave it alone, let it dry. It knows you're afraid and it wants to ruin you, wants to ruin all your work. Let it dry. And when it dries, you can gently buff it off with a pencil brush or a Q-tip, and you will not destroy your work, and you will win the mascara war. So now I'm letting my extensions grow out, so I'm really gonna have some fun showing you how I'm gonna be blending my natural. And so I like to go in for the center of the lash first. And I like to go in sideways, and I look down and I press the root and the base of my lashes up into the mascara brush. That creates this beautiful line without using an eyeliner. And I press down, and you can see I allow the corner to go all the way in. There's my Odin. Probably sees a lizard. We're filming, we can't stop now. So, as you can see, of course, he always has the best timing. I then come out and tip the lashes, just in case I have any shadow that have fallen on there. Sorry about Odin, but if I yell for him to hush, it's gonna sound crazy on camera. And I found that yelling at a dog to tell them to stop barking isn't very effective. All right, let me go address this. I'll be right back. And I'm back. And I think this is why when I'm home alone with him, I don't go live anymore. It's very disruptive. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye. I'm gonna take my mascara wand. In the center of my eye, I'll hold the mascara wand horizontal, and I just agitate and press it into my lash line. I allow the brush to stamp into the base of my lashes and give a really nice full look as if they're lined, so it avoids a step. And for me, as my lashes, my real lashes are growing out and my extensions are disappearing, my intention, my choice, I love how this trick blends those two. So this really works for false lashes, natural lashes, all the lashes. You want to do a trick like this, go in and then just kind of go behind the back of the lash and kind of tip it out a little bit in case any eyeshadow has fallen on the back of it, of the lash line, and it catches that light and it doesn't look like a full lash. Have you ever seen that, where somebody looks like they missed a part of their mascara? And maybe they didn't, maybe it was just the shadow that fell onto their lash and they just didn't clean up their lash line. So that's another trick. As an artist, I'm always looking to make sure that's good to go. So there we go. So I'm going to add Gilded, and this is our look. I'm very excited. So this is a lip topper. I've had a lot of people say to me, oh, is it that gold? No. Oh God, it smells and tastes so good. So I like to take the doe foot that's slanted towards the lip, and then flip it around and allow the doe foot to come in. So this is it. I love it so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch this. This is an absolutely beautiful look. I will be recreating this one over and over and over again throughout the entire season. This is for sure my look. And again, if I wanted to glam this up, I would just go back in and add a little more and deepen a little more and maybe add a little more color to the lip. I hope you enjoy. This is exclusive. This is talc free. This is the future of all of our shadows. I'm very proud. I'm very excited. This is absolutely beautiful.